So welcome to episode 10 of our Aston Martin series here on F1 Manager 2022, and we start with big news back at HQ because we've got the design centre upgrade completed, meaning our project capacity has gone up from 2 to 3. We can design more upgrades at one time, get more upgrades ready for the car and improve the car quicker. Great news at Aston Martin HQ. More big news at HQ as well because the wind tunnel upgrade has also been completed, so again boosting our capacity to improve the car. But also a couple of other interesting emails that we've just got through. Lance Stroll, his contract is ending soon, and Sebastian Vettel. At the moment we're not going to enter negotiations with either driver. We don't particularly think either of them has done enough to earn a new contract at this moment in time. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of the season, or will we make a change during the summer break? We shall see. The final piece of the Holy Trinity at HQ, the design centre has been upgraded, the wind tunnel has been upgraded, and now the factory has been upgraded too. Project capacity is now up to 4 and development speed has increased also. We're going to get this car up to speed a lot quicker now. And we've decided to utilise the fact that we've got all these new engineers and this new project capacity, and we've got 3 projects ongoing now. Chassis, underfloor and front wing, all designed to get us further up that grid and get us fighting for points. It's not going to be easy, but we've got 20 days for the chassis. That's going to be a massive improvement for us. 63 days for the underfloor and 45 days for the front wing. Once all these come in, obviously other cars are going to improve as well, but this should really boost our chances of starting to look for some points. And so getting ready for the race weekend, it is, as we mentioned in the last episode, the British Grand Prix. It's my home race as team principal. We want to do very, very well here. Can we get some points? We can always hope. First Grand Prix 1950, a classic circuit, one of the best in my opinion, and the race weekend attracts thousands of fans here. The British Grand Prix is always something to behold, and you never know quite what you're going to get with the weather. There we go, there is the circuit map of the Silverstone circuit. Car attributes, top speed, not our strong point. Low speed cornering is our strong point, and the DRS and low speed dirty air cornering. It's got a mix of attributes. I can't see us fighting for points, but I don't like to be negative. Maybe we can nick something. And if we have a look at the expected strategies, a 2-stop is the expected strategy. Medium, hard, medium. But medium hard, the 1-stop might also be an option. So we might have a good chance to split the strategies. Soft tyre really doesn't come into it. But let's get to the race weekend. I'm now going to do all the practice sessions, get the car set up as best as we possibly can. And we will see you for qualifying 1 later on Saturday.
We're here in legendary Silverstone, where the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix was held back in 1950. It's a place where every tuft of grass breathes motorsport, and the crowd are already crackling with excitement. Silverstone demands a lot of power from cars, with numerous twists and historic turns. Downforce is going to be a key factor to manage if teams want to succeed here. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell. We can take a look now.
Multiple car crash in practice. And that is Lance Stroll going into the back of Albon.
And that caused a lot of damage.
So that's the front wing gone, and that's going to cost us a few quid as well, and he's received a penalty. What a fantastic start to our home Grand Prix. And you join us on the final laps of Q1. We're just about to start. Sebastian Vettel had a lock-up on his first flyer, and obviously didn't put in a very good lap time. Latifi, I imagine, had a similar sort of issue as well. Lance Stroll has got a free-place grid penalty for the weekend, so we're not expecting much from Lance. He's practically going to be at the back of the grid. I can't see any way that he isn't going to start at the back, but we thought we'd send him out and see what he can do this afternoon. But it's not been a positive weekend for us so far. We're still hoping that we're going to manage to get some decent results here, some decent points, but I can't see how we're going to do it. But Sebastian Vettel is green through the first sector. His first sector weren't an issue last time. It was the middle sector where he locked up. He has got 89% on his setup confidence, so it's not a setup issue. Lance Stroll, as we saw, smashed his front wing in practice 1. He's had to take another one at the final reserve front wing that we've got. They are one of the parts that we're upgrading, so I'm hoping we'll just have to make another one just to get us through the next few races. But Sebastian Vettel here, what can he do? He's the man. He's really our sole hope of getting through to Q2. I can't see Lance Stroll doing it, and like I say, he's going to be at the back with a grid penalty anyway. At the moment, Leclerc is on provisional pole, and Leclerc looks like he's got pole, unless Carlos Sainz can put in a belting lap. Carlos Sainz just splits the Red Bulls for Q1. And we're still looking at Sebastian Vettel riding on board. Lance Stroll's had a yellow middle sector. You can see why neither of these guys have got their contracts renewed at this moment. But as Sebastian Vettel comes round to cross the line, is he going to get out of Q1? He's going to go 16th. That's not bad. Lance Stroll goes up to P18, but he is going to start at the back. Kevin Magnussen. What can Kevin Magnussen do here? Guan Yu Zhou goes above Sebastian Vettel. Alex Albon's out qualified us, and Mick Schumacher also. So 18th and 19th for the two Aston Martins. It's not ideal, is it? 18th and 19th, and Lance Stroll will start at the back. God, we're going to need some luck at Silverstone this weekend. Sebastian Vettel's going to be on a two-stop, but a more aggressive two-stop. He's going to go medium, medium, soft. Lance Stroll is just on the one-stop, medium to hard. He's going to be starting at the back. It could be a long race for our Lance, but I'm hoping that one less pit stop might help him. We'll see what happens. Sebastian Vettel's actually starting P15 here, so we're trying something a little bit different, but I think this might work. So let's get ready for 5 red lights.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. And there's Sebastian Vettel. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. There's Lance Stroll, down the grid. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. The race start is mere seconds away. Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
And away we go. And it's Sebastian Vettel that we're going to ride on board with early doors in this Grand Prix. Starting in P15, he's got Alex Albon on his inside, and he's already been overtaken by Guan Yu Zhou in the Alfa Romeo, but it looks like Lance Stroll's had a better start to proceedings at the back. He's already overtaken somebody into P19. He's overtaken Mick Schumacher, and he's possibly going to lose that place again. It's very tight, and then he's really backed off the throttle there. That's not fantastic from Lance Stroll whatsoever. We'll get back to Sebastian Vettel, who's going to hopefully... He's already lost DRS to Guan Yu Zhou. It's not been a positive start. Is Guan Yu Zhou on mediums? He is. And Guan Yu Zhou is getting past some cars. Sebastian Vettel is very much slow at this moment in time. Meanwhile, at the front, we have got Carlos Sainz leading the race. From Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc in 3rd, Lewis Hamilton 4th, Perez 5th, Bottas 6th, Alonso 7th, Russell 8th, Norris 9th, and Pierre Gasly, the man who's been informed very recently, making up the top 10.
This is good.
And we're going to stick with it because it looks like Lance Stroll has had a good couple of corners. He's gained a couple of positions there. Let's have a quick look at this replay.
And it's paid off. Here's the replay.
Lance Stroll getting a great run onto the old start-finish straight in the run-up to Cobbs. And lovely work from Lance there on that medium compounder tyre. He should be quicker than those two. Great stuff from Lance Stroll, and they enjoyed that in our garage. We need to see these clips a lot. The guy on the left, he just looks stunned he's managed it. So at the end of lap 1, we'll come back in a little while, but Sebastian Vettel trying to keep up with Guan Yu Zhou, looks like at this moment in time. Let's have a look at the interval. He is keeping in the DRS. Guan Yu Zhou looks like he could possibly lose DRS to Albon. But Albon's very much losing it to Tsunoda, and meanwhile Lance Stroll looking to catch up with Nicholas Latifi as we move on to lap 2. We've had a spin, lap 3. Valtteri Bottas following one of the silver arrows and just loses it completely. A strange spin, to be fair. But I'm looking for an Aston Martin going past, and there was an Aston Martin going past.
What a shame.
Guy on left's ready to go home. The guy on the left is ready to go home, and that cameraman's in prime position for that reaction. But where does that move us up to? It moves us up to P15, and we're in a nice bit of area. We've got Sebastian Vettel holding on to Guan Yu Zhou. It's all bunched up, and it could be just one big long DRS train. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll's caught up to Nicholas Latifi. I would hope, if we just slow it down, that he could possibly get past Nicholas Latifi. If he could, we might have to get Lance to push a little bit to get past him because we are under threat from that McLaren behind. You join us back on lap 7 where Lance Stroll is not having a fantastic race and his DRS doesn't look like it's opening either, which is not fantastic. He's got the ERS on overtake, but he didn't look like his DRS open, which I don't know if we've got an issue with his DRS at this moment in time. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel hanging on nicely to Guan Yu Zhou in front of him. Guan Yu Zhou on the same compound tyre he is, so he's doing a nice job. He's on the 2-stop, of course, and the faster 2-stop, we think, as well. Meanwhile, at the front, Charles Leclerc is leading with Carlos Sainz, and it looks like the two guys at the front are being left to battle at this moment in time. No team orders at Ferrari, and to be fair, they might want to be running for the hills because Perez is behind and Hamilton. Verstappen did make a mistake around lap 5 of a lock-up, which led to him dropping back a little bit. So Hamilton in P4, Alonso, Russell, Norris, Magnussen and Pierre Gasly making up the top 10. But Sebastian Vettel is in this train, but Yuki Tsunoda is the one that's slowing everyone behind him down. Definitely P12, I think, is achievable for Sebastian Vettel this afternoon. And we have had a spin on circuit, and we're waiting to see who it is.
Yellow exit of 6. Yellow exit.
And it is Lando Norris who's turned at the exit. Who's spun at the exit of turn 6, and again, just losing traction, probably trying to get on that throttle, a bit over eager, and that's dropped Lando Norris back into Yuki Tsunoda. Lap 8, first round of pit stops, and it's quite interesting to be fair. Lance Stroll is having a shocking afternoon. I can't really describe how bad an afternoon Lance Stroll is having at this moment in time. Mick Schumacher is currently in P18, Ricciardo P17, but Sebastian Vettel is doing pretty well at this moment in time. We're going to absolutely go full attack mode on these tyres now for Sebastian Vettel. It's not been too bad at all. He is on the 2-stop, as we know. He's got this runner cars in front of him. He's got quite a fast Alfa Romeo to deal with as well. But Sebastian Vettel is having a good race at this moment in time. Lance Stroll is conserving his tyres. I'm just playing the long game with Lance Stroll and hoping that the one-stop less is going to help. But it's a case of seeing what is what at this moment in time. Like I said, some of the leaders have already pit. The guys that are on the 2-stop. We've had pit stops for Alonso and Latifi. Perez is also pit, and Verstappen's just pit as well. So we'll come back when we get to the pit stops. Sebastian Vettel has just made one hell of a move on Alexander Albon, and Sebastian Vettel's having a fantastic race. He's not had a spin yet either, which is a massive positive. But if we have a quick look at this, Sebastian Vettel, we are good at the low-speed corners, and to be fair to Alex Albon, he's been fantastic defending this from Sebastian Vettel. His driving has been fantastic on that hard compound tyre. Might be a driver we have a look at for Aston Martin, but Sebastian Vettel is through and just basically giving these tyres everything they can do, and that's a very smug look from one of his engineers. Right, Guan Yu Zhou has just been overtaken by Sebastian Vettel, who's still yet to make his stop because he's got some fantastic pace at this moment in time. But watch, as he gets past Guan Yu Zhou, watch the McLaren in front.
And there they go, moving up a position. Just incredible.
At that moment, we cut to the replay.
Big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
But it looks like it's been cleared. Lando Norris has managed to get going again, but he's lost a lot of time to the car in front, and I'm guessing his tyres are pretty cooked now as well. So this begs the question: while we've got Lando Norris in front, do we just stay out that little bit longer? Then we've got two shorter stints on the medium and the soft. All this is doing is making sure that we've got fresher tyres for the next two stints in the race at this moment in time. As we can see at the front, the last laps is quite interesting. Because of that spin, we're not getting a true reflection of Sebastian Vettel's pace, but his laps have been fantastic, and he's all over the back of Lando Norris. And I think Sebastian Vettel's going for a move here. He looks like he's got the inside. Can't quite get past Lando Norris. I wonder if Lando Norris were trying to get into the pits there, and he seems to have slowed Sebastian down a little bit. But we'll see how this progresses. Meanwhile, in P15 is Lance Stroll, who's 13 seconds behind Valtteri Bottas. He's got a few more laps towards his pit window yet. I don't really know what Stroll's going to do for the rest of this race. I can't see anything more than sort of P15, 16 is his ceiling at the moment. But Sebastian Vettel, it's very much not his ceiling at the moment. Right, Sebastian Vettel is in, and we're going to change up the strategy. We're going to go medium, soft, soft. We reckon the soft tyres have got 20 laps of tyre life in them. So the plan is we're going to go into the soft compound tyre, have a real push on these, and then go again. It's going to be interesting to see if we can make these last. It really is. But I reckon we will have the pace on this soft compounder tyre to make some gains. And then we'll work from there. Lance Stroll at the moment is currently running P12. He's yet to pit. And I think at the moment 51% on his tyre wear. We've probably got on him a couple of laps in it for Lance at this moment in time. In fact, we might even get him on full attack mode for a couple of laps and let him really go for it. But Sebastian Vettel is the man we're watching, and already he's getting past Guan Yu Zhou, is that? He's past Guan Yu Zhou on that soft compound tyre, and now we can start chasing after Lando Norris. There's going to be moves to be made for Sebastian Vettel in this Grand Prix on the soft compound of tyre. Lap 25. Come on, let's get points. Lance Stroll is into the pit lane for his one and only stop of this race. Sebastian Vettel very much battling away behind, but has just lost the place. He's trying to make some moves. Lance Stroll has actually been holding the pack up in front of him, which is quite nice to see. But we are onto this soft compounded tyre with Sebastian. We will see how things progress. Meanwhile, let's see what sort of pit stop this is. 2.6, not a bad pit stop at all for Lance. He will filter out back end of the grid, probably dead last, around Nicholas Latifi. He's fighting for nothing this afternoon, but we'll see when the two stoppers come in again. We'll see where Lance comes out, and that's him towards the end of this Grand Prix now. Lance Stroll pretty much as is. Yeah. Meanwhile, at the front, Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, it's been Ferrari dominated all afternoon at the front. Carlos Sainz and Leclerc both doing well and very well clear of Sergio Perez. We might have to try something exceptionally ambitious here. We might have to try a one-stop, medium onto soft. Sebastian Vettel, if he pits now, he's going to come out behind Alexander Albon. Yes, he'll be on decent tyres, but he's not going to be fighting for anything more than sort of P17, P16. I'm going to try and get him to the end of the Grand Prix. The tyre wear has been a little bit better than expected, so I've got him on light, and I'm hoping he can hold on to the back of Guan Yu Zhou. He's on the hard compounded tyre, and he will just pull him along till the end of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, at the back, Lance Stroll, might as well forget it, really. Lance Stroll, P18. It's been a bad afternoon. It's not been great at all. But all eyes on Sebastian Vettel. Can he make these tyres last? And can he keep with Guan Yu Zhou? Because that'll hopefully keep Danny Ricciardo at bay, and Danny Ricciardo's got a very quick AlphaTauri behind him that he's battling with as well, so it's all on Sebastian Vettel using that experience to get these tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. 46, and Sebastian Vettel is getting very worried about his tyres. I've got to say so am I, but at this moment he's still holding on to the back of Guan Yu Zhou in front of him, and he's just about keeping in DRS. He's just about to drop out of it now. Will he manage to stay in it for another lap? That is a big question. When we get into these slow speed corners, this is where we do manage to keep hold of Guan Yu Zhou. He's got the DRS there that's going to drag him back in again, and we've caught back up again. 28%. He's got 6 more laps to do. He's going to be switching to conserve very shortly, and unfortunately it's not quite worked because these two caught him up, and he's been conserving his tyres fantastically well, to be fair to him. And on lap 50, Ricciardo gets past, and Yuki Tsunoda follows him through as well. So as we go on to lap, let's have a look. As we go on to lap 50, yeah, it's not fantastic at all. And I think what we're going to do is, just to make sure that we get him home, we're going to pit him onto a new set of softs and see if he can go for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Here we go then. Sebastian Vettel is going for his fastest lap. He's currently down in P17. We've not lost much by trying that. It could have worked. It didn't, unfortunately. But Sebastian Vettel is going to go for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll's down in 19th. There's not much really to say about Lance Stroll this race. I can say it live as I'm commentating on it, and from the team principal's chair, it's not looking good for Lance Stroll at this moment in time. Meanwhile, Leclerc and Sainz have dominated all afternoon. They're in P1 and 2 at this moment in time. Verstappen and Perez, 3rd and 4th. Hamilton, Russell. It's Ferrari from Red Bull, from Mercedes. Pierre Gasly again doing a fantastic job. Sebastian Vettel is green through the first sector. I can't see him getting a fastest lap, but I hope he does. Magnussen in P9. That's not good for our constructors' chances. And Fernando Alonso in P10. A man that we're obviously having a look at for next season. But we'll keep his eye on Sebastian, who's doing a great job here. It's just We haven't got the pace at this moment in time. In about a month or two's time, we will have the pace. By the time we come back from the summer break, I expect us to be a lot more competitive. Sebastian is doing fantastically well. He's not going to get the fastest lap. It's just green sectored, unfortunately, as we see the front runners cross the line. Possibly could have got P16, maybe. That's all they were fighting for. He got caught up in traffic on the two-stop. It's probably a very good lap from Sebastian Vettel. Let's have a look at that last lap. What were we at? 130. 139. 130.9, so 131. Not anywhere near anybody in the top 5, really. So, yeah, Sebastian Vettel not doing too bad. And if we have a look, it's Leclerc from Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Russell.
Sebastian Vettel with a comfortable result for his team here. Aston Martin had a good enough weekend, but there's still some margin for improvement here.
They've displayed some moments of quality here. All they need now is some fine-tuning to achieve great things.
With the race wrapped up, the team is ranked in 9th in the constructor standings.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
So there we have it. That is your classification. As we said, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Gasly, Ocon, Magnussen, Alonso, and all at the back, Nicholas Latifi, Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel. We did get beat by Williams probably for the first time this season, so that's not fantastic. And on the constructor side of things, that has put us down to P9. We're still only 3 points behind. One good result changes all that. I hope you've enjoyed that Grand Prix. We are trying to improve, and I'm sure in the next few episodes we're going to see some improvements. Stick with us. We're going to get there. Like and subscribe, and we shall see you on Thursday.